The Seawolves, we talked about them. They've lost the past 2 weeks to San Diego, their bitter rivals, and Utah. Both of those teams, though, really solid teams. And fortunately, Seattle would play a Toronto team that struggled and go in there to Toronto and beat the Arrows and take care of business to get back in the winning track. April 23rd at the Toronto Arrows, Seattle would win that one 36-27. Our player of the game, number 8 and team captain Riekert Hattingh, 10 points scored, 2 tries scored, 12 tackles made, 12 balls carried, and 122 running meters. So Hattingh continues to play exceptionally well. He has done so the last 2 years for the Seawolves, being one of the leaders in tries scored in the entirety of the MLR last year. So this was a nice win to really get back on track here. Seattle, I talked about it. Those are 2 really good teams in the Western Conference that the Seawolves lost to in San Diego and in Utah. Ultimately, though, nice to see them get back to things and get back on the track. I talked about Hattingh. He is 10th in the league in points scored at 44. He's number 1, tied for number 1 in tries scored at 8. Let's see here where else he ranks. He doesn't rank anywhere else, but continuing to rank near the top there and being a big asset to this team, in addition to being their captain. So, this was an interesting match for Seattle. Toronto has struggled this season. They're one of the I don't like to say worst. It feels mean. Arguably, though, they are one of the worst teams in MLR this season. I'll look at standings there to double confirm that. And this game was a close one at the half. Toronto came out swinging. They are the worst team in MLR with a 1-8 record. So yeah, it was a little concerning to see that they were struggling against this Arrows team in the first half, but they were able to in the second half start to pull away and start to really handle things, because it was in danger for a bit. Toronto did have leads throughout the first half here. So seeing that Seattle was able to put their foot down and say, hey, this is too much. It's time to stop playing with these guys and pull ahead. They were able to do so, and they were able to win this match 36-27. Because of the fact, though, that it wasn't too big of a win, they didn't get enough standing points to move up too far or move up much at all in the MLR standings. They do sit at a 7-2 record with 34 standings points, good for 4th in the entirety of the MLR. They would be in the top 2 in the Eastern Conference, though. But because of the fact that San Diego and Houston continue to play, so I believe it's Houston. Double check that. San Diego and Houston. Yeah, San Diego and Houston continue to play so well. Seattle sits at 3rd place in the Western Conference. They'll get a chance to really continue this win, build a little winning streak here, and perhaps add on to their standings points when they play the 1-8 Dallas Jackals at home April 28th with a 7 p.m. Pacific time start. So they come back home to Starfire Stadium, having taken care of business. They play a Jackals team that has struggled through the first 2 seasons. They've been a franchise in MLR. Seattle scoring 70 points against the Jackals last year at home. So you'd like for them to see, continue this winning ways, get back to basics, continue to do things up, but also score enough points and hold Dallas to enough to where Seattle can add on more standings points. So that one, 7 p.m. Pacific time, April 28th at Starfire Stadium.